Greetings and salutations, this is Imperator Vespasian and his trusty sidekick.
Hello.
We're having a look today at our new army, the first army that we've managed to complete, which is the Adeptus Arbites.
Yep.
Also known as the Adeptus Arbites or the Arbites.
Whichever way you...
I've heard so many ways of pronouncing it. I'm going to go with Arbitus because it's
just that Latin way, isn't it?
Yeah, the Games Workshop version of Latin is pretty naff. So these are the Adeptus Arbites. You don't really see many armies around of Adeptus Arbites. It seems to be one of those armies that gets missed. Although every single world in the Imperium has Arbites.
Yeah.
So, they are technically the police force of the Empire. Every world will have at least one station house. Very, very small agri worlds might have one marshal.
Yeah.
That's it. Just one guy who's there to keep the peace, or judge. Some worlds will have a complete station house with a platoon or a company inside, and some hive worlds have thousands of Arbites.
Yeah.
Now, to say they're policemen is not really accurate. We're not talking stealing loaves of bread here.
No.
You can get Arbites, especially on very small agri worlds, who are the only form of law.
Yeah.
Small worlds, but on your most imperial worlds, they have a planetary defense force to deal with that sort of problem.
Yeah.
So that will come on. Stealing a loaf of bread, you would go and tell the local PDF station that someone's stolen a loaf of bread, and you'll also have people keeping the peace and vigilantes. Vigilance, as in the Roman police. Vigilance is the Roman version of the police force, and their primary job, they used to walk around Rome and other cities carrying a bucket, because their primary job was to put out fires.
Oh, right, so a bucket of water walking down.
So if they saw fire, well, they were called the vigilants. They walked around, and Rome did at one point have a fire brigade.
Yeah. And
they used to go around people's houses saying, this house looks very flammable. It could just burst into flames at any time. Well, would you like one of our people to walk past every day to make sure it doesn't burn down? It's a small fee. 6 sesterces, that's all it'll cost.
Yeah.
It was basically a protection racket.
Makes sense.
So they were banned. And the vigilance took their place. And the vigilance would keep law and order, would arrest people for stealing loaves of bread, etc.
Yeah.
Although they weren't technically police, they were simply there to keep order. Like if you got two guys fighting over who owns what land, that's a job for an architect, a surveyor, and a lawyer. That isn't a job for the police force. For the vigilance, they would pass that problem on to the courts. Other people would deal with it, and the court would have its own police as well.
Yeah.
In many ways, in Britain, courts do employ their own private police who go and find people. Actually, they contract it out. If someone doesn't turn up to court, they contract out. They'll issue a warrant to the police, but they will actually contract out private security to go and find the people.
Yeah.
Especially if you owe money to the court, they will go and find you, go to your house and take your stuff. So that's the Arbites are sort of above that level of legality.
Sound like bailiffs, don't they?
Yeah, that's what the court does. But bailiffs are court-appointed people who steal things from your house. Yes. So the Arbites are police, but in a sort of higher
sense of it. Yeah.
And their real job is to make sure you don't have corruption.
Yeah. Because
the worst thing that could affect any imperial world is some corrupt official being corrupt, because that could break the system.
Yeah.
If you have even a planetary governor, if he's plotting his own way, putting his own family in positions of the defence force, what if the guy's a gene stealer?
Yeah.
What if it's a gene stealer hybrid? He's just put the entire planetary defence force under control of a bunch of hybrids.
Yep.
So you can't have that. Same with chaos and any other form. So the Arbites are there to keep an eye on those people.
Okay.
To keep an eye on corruption.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when an inquisitor arrives on a planet, the first place he will go is the Arbites' house, the precinct, and he will go to the precinct, knock on the door and say, I'm an inquisitor, I need your aid. And the Arbites would know everybody, they would have information on everybody, they've been spying on everybody, they know everything, and the inquisitor will say, I need to arrest that person, we've discovered he's part of a cult or whatever. The Arbites would be there, yes, we will immediately carry out your orders. However, an Arbite stands on the Imperial Council. In fact, an Arbiter was the second person to be appointed to the High Council of Terror, way back in the days when the High Council was created. Because they are there to maintain sort of the security of the Empire.
Right.
And that means that they outrank the Inquisition.
Oh.
So if you've got one of those dodgy Inquisitors, you do get dodgy Inquisitors. The Abyssal Crusade is one of our favourite crusades, where a Inquisitor was a traitor, and he said that 30 Space Marine chapters were traitors, and forced them all to go on a crusade to their deaths. They were ambushed by Chaos and destroyed. That's your Space Marine, your Chaos Marine chapter is one of those chapters in Hallowed. So, if a Arbiter believes that an Inquisitor is dodgy, one of these dodgy Inquisitors, he can simply execute the Inquisitor on the spot.
Yeah.
And other than the Custodes, they're the only people with the legal right to execute an Inquisitor. I mean, a chapter master in the Space Marines do not have the right to execute an Inquisitor.
No.
Even the Space Wolves, when they were at war with the Inquisition, didn't they had the Inquisitor under their guns several times, but they didn't kill him. It was actually his own Inquisitors who executed him.
Yeah.
Because they realised that he was a traitor. But yeah, well, he wasn't technically a traitor. He was overzealous in following through his orders.
Yeah.
Chaos had invaded a world, an Imperial world, and the Inquisition had this order that Chaos doesn't exist. The Imperial truth says that Chaos doesn't exist. A load of people on this world had just seen Chaos demons running across the battlefield, and so they all knew that Chaos existed.
Yeah.
And so they ordered the entire planet exterminated.
Lovely.
Yeah. So the Space Wolves said, we ain't having that, and that's a whole story for another video.
Yeah, totally.
So that Inquisitor was actually following direct Imperial decree. He wasn't actually breaking the law.
No.
In that position, an Arbiter on that planet would not have executed that Inquisitor.
No.
The Arbiter would have marched to his own death.
Yeah.
He would have, yes, I will sit here while you virus bomb me. I'm more than happy for you to virus bomb me.
Yeah, of course.
Because in that particular situation, that is not a place where the Arbiters would get involved because they would follow Imperial decree. But that's all the side note. Right? I have a list of crimes. We have a small list of crimes which the Arbiters actually deal with. The things that the Imperium believe are the most important crimes to commit. They are failure to report thought of heresy. That's open to interpretation.
Okay.
So I think, citizen, I believe you are thinking of heresy.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I'm
thinking of fluffy bunnies.
I'm thinking about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Failure to arrive at place of work on time, that is treason.
Right.
Not turning up to work on time is treacherous.
That would be our eldest son's problem.
Yes. It may be because the trains were late. In that case, the Arbiter would visit the train station and execute the staff. But there are leaves on the line, that is no excuse.
Absolutely brilliant. Why didn't we have a police force like this?
Loitering within sight of a precinct house. Well, this is obvious. People hanging around precinct houses, why would you do that? You don't want to go in a precinct.
Not really.
You don't want to go anywhere near a precinct. Therefore, if someone's hanging around outside a precinct house,
something not right.
You're a criminal.
That makes sense.
Failure to use designated street crossings. You see, that's the worst thing. People crossing the road without signals.
Yeah.
Just walking into the road. I can fully understand.
Do it all the time. Yes. It's really annoying.
The arbiter will get off his bike and just execute the guy there and then.
Driving along there and someone just pops out.
Yeah. I believe the Americans call that jaywalking.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
We don't. That's actually not illegal in Britain.
It's not, but it should be because it happens all the time.
My grandfather, who was deaf as a post, he was hit by a train.
Yeah.
Sounds strange. He was in a pit in a mine. And he was hit by a train in a mine, which made him deaf.
That's why he got a flat head.
He had a completely flat head. His party trick was putting a pint of beer on his head. And he could walk around with a pint of beer on his head.
Good trick.
Yeah. Lived until he was in his 70...
I think his 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Early 80s.
Got hit by a train, blind in one eye, deaf as a bat. Nothing would kill him. Look, even the Germans couldn't kill him. He had hundreds of Germans trying to kill him.
Yeah.
No chance.
No chance.
No, but one of the things he used to do was just walk straight into the road and just wave his stick at the traffic. Yeah. And they always stopped. But the Arbites would have executed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Allowing oneself to be taken hostage. See, this is the thing in hostage situations. If you allow yourself to be taken hostage, you are endangering the lives of Arbites who are trying to rescue you. Therefore, the Arbites will kill everybody.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's a Russian solution to the problem. Yeah. They have hostages, so?
It's a Russian solution.
Yes, well, they're guilty
other than vodka.
Yeah. Well, that is
you have vodka or you have that.
Well, that's what you drink after you've just executed speaking freely in the presence of an arbiter. Yeah. Do you know when you have the right to remain silent?
So that free speech thing is not allowed?
No. How this works is if you meet an arbiter, and it's a citizen, I am an arbiter, and if you say anything
you say,
you are
blah,
guilty.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you say, well, I did steal that orange, bang.
Bang, yeah.
Recycle body for disposal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Wearing offensive or suggestive clothing. Right. This is down to fashion. This is the fashion police. So if people have, say, blue hair...
So in latex would be out at this point?
I'm not sure if it's popular on that planet.
Oh.
See, on Earth it would be people with blue hair, maybe carrying a cat. Yeah. That would be against the law.
Yeah.
I would assume cultist clothing would be what they're really thinking of. If you're walking around dressed as a cultist, then I think the arbiter's going to want to have words with you. Oh, it's just fancy dress. We're going to a party and I'm playing a corn cultist.
Yeah.
Really, citizen, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Again, that comes down, I refer you back to the speaking freely in the presence of an arbiter. Don't do that.
Get that?
I'm going to a party. It's a fancy dress party. I'm dressed as a cultist for the fancy dress party.
Yep.
That means that the party needs to be judged because the party is clearly part of the cult.
Totally.
So do not speak for you. Double parking. I hate.
I really hate that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I wish I owned a Rhino. Because if I owned a Rhino, I would just run. Yeah. Double parking is the worst offence anyone can commit.
Yeah.
Ever. And the Imperium is great if it cracks down on things like jaywalking and double parking.
I'm all for this actually.
Yeah, I want to live in the Imperium. It's just great. Destruction of Imperial property, well, that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah.
And given that the Imperium owns everything, and even citizens with private property, the Imperium technically owns that property because the citizen is a member of the Imperium.
True.
Destroying anything is pretty much a criminal offence. Failure to yield right of way to Imperial servants. Yeah, you might have a servitor that has a message, an important message, and you block his way, or is a servitor, what do you care? You push him out of the way. That's slowing down the Imperial practices, therefore. Yeah, I get that. It would also go in the way of not immediately answering questions when asked by an Arbites, because you're in the way of an Imperial servant.
Yeah.
Improper disposal of trash and Imperial sanitation receptacles.
Well, I hate
people
that.
litter.
Do you know what? Do you know this fly tipping business that we have in England?
Well, that fly tipping is
terrible,
but that's because the local council decided to charge for the free disposal of rubbish.
You see, they didn't work that one out, did they? They didn't think that was going to happen.
Part of your council tax, we have a thing called council tax in Britain, the poll tax. You have to You have areas where the council tax pays for
recycling.
For the recycling centre, and every town has a recycling centre.
Yes.
It's usually within 10 minutes drive of your house at most. They're all over the place. We've got one just down the road here. We have two back where we used to live.
Now they charge you £5 per item.
Now when you turn up, they charge. They first of all want to see identification.
Yeah.
Make sure you live where you are.
Yeah.
Even though they know you, they still ask. They know who you are, and also they charge you money for putting rubbish in.
Yeah.
And sometimes they go through your bags.
Yeah, but
they go through your bags.
Yeah, that a few
times. That was funny.
We're not going into that.
We're not going into that story. That was hilarious. That was absolutely funny. He ended up covered in
rabbit feces.
Poo. Feces. Yes. What's in there? I told him what was in there in an expletive way. So he opened the bag and the entire bag emptied all over him. It's a long story, but he ended up covered in poo. Right. So that makes up a quick overview. I could go on for hours, but I'm going to just stick to that.
Don't want to make it too long. People are getting bored by us
The creed of the Arbites is to serve the emperor, to protect his domains, to judge and stand over his subjects, to carry the emperor's law to the worlds under his blessed protection, to pursue those who trespass against his words.
Sounds like 10 Commandments, this.
Yeah. Well, not quite. I mean, we actually ignore most of the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, I get you.
I think you're allowed to covet stuff.
Yeah, maybe just sometimes.
If you like your
not
neighbours.
all the time.
You can stand there looking at your neighbour's cow going, oh, I wish I had a cow.
Yeah, no, but you don't want to take it, would you?
No, that's why you're not supposed to covet. So you're not supposed to even think of the idea that you would want to take something. And that makes up the creed of what is called the thin black line, which is the Arbiters themselves, the line that stands between chaos and the imperial peace. Right, this has begun to go on quite long, so I was going to go through each individual unit. So what I will do instead is actually do a thing on each individual unit.
Yeah.
The overall thing is we have, these are the Arbites. We've got 5 squads, 5-man squads. You can make them into 10-man squads. You can also mix them up. They're armed with shields and shock sticks, or they're armed with shotguns, or they're armed with las rifles. The sniper teams. I will go into more. That is a lot more detail than needs to go into that. We have a Rhino, which is normally Space Marine standard issue. There are Arbites. They can get hold of stuff like this. So nice little armoured car fitted with a heavy bolter. They will also have a flyer, an Avus flyer, which is a standard shuttle. Usually unarmed. This one, because it's Arbites, is carrying a heavy bolter. It's about the heaviest weapon Arbites is going to have in general. It's just a standard shuttle. Then we have the Judge. Judges, wrong name. They're not actually called Judges. No. Judges, everyone calls them Judges. They're not. That is
like
what
marshals, aren't they?
They're marshals. Yes, correct. Yes. They're marshals. The peasants, as in thee and me, we call them judges because we're lowly peasants, and we see them as judges, and so we call them judges. They're not. That's not their official title. They do not call themselves judges. So this is our head judge, our marshal, who is commanding the army. We also have a squad of robot dogs. Cyborg dogs. Cyborg dogs are used heavily by the Arbites. Normal dogs don't live that long. Robot dogs have the brain of a dog, and so they are dogs, but they're robots. Body of a robot. And they are very efficient at. They can hunt. They are advanced sensors, auspexes, and stuff like that. They can track people for miles. They do everything that a dog does, but better. Also, they're very hard to kill. They're a lot tougher. They're robots. They're cyborgs. And they're very much like the Fenrisian cyborgs. You know, the Fenrisian wolf cyborgs. It's the same as that. Finally, we have 2 squads of servitors. Now, servitors are servitors. You do get combat squads of servitors. You can actually use these servitors with any army. Technically, you could use the dogs with any army as well. But these are servitors that can be used. You can use them with Space Marines. You can use them with anything. If you have a Tech Marine with you, servitors are more efficient.
Yeah.
But I'll go into those rules later for them. But this is our we've got 2 squads of servitors, 3 standard servitors with power weapon, with servitor arm, and 2 armed with plasma cannon.
Yeah.
So they're pretty powerful, and they, although I said the heavy bolt is the most powerful weapon that the Arbites will generally have, if they have servitors, then you have plasma cannon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can have melters, plasma cannon with servitors. It's just to give this army a bit more punch, and you can actually use the servitors with any army.
Yeah.
Especially if you put servitors with a medic, a Space Marine apothecary, then you can do additional saves and stuff for wounded personnel. I think a medic you roll, is it a 4+ or 5+
Something like that,
to heal someone. Servitors get an additional roll of a 6. If you have a medic, such as this guy here, who is a medic who is attached to a squad, there's the command squad there.
Yeah.
Then if he has the servitors with him, then these get additional save rolls.
Yeah.
So that's all it means. It's nothing particularly special.
No.
And so I've gone into an overview of the army. You can see the figures, and we will be right back with additional videos. I'll not bother doing a video on the flyer or the
no need,
because you know what they are.
No. Self-explanatory, isn't it?
I'll go into the rules and everything for the actual figures in the next video.
Yeah.
Because this has already gone on for 22 minutes. That's way too long. Right, so we're gonna have to call this a day.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're interested in this army. It is one you do not see. I don't see many Arbiter armies around, and I thought this would be a great little project for us to do. And I'll go into details on how we built it and how you can build your own army as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will do that later.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
So keep a lookout for those videos.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
Please subscribe and click like.
Yeah.
Share on social media, because that does get the word out there that we're around. And
any questions you have, leave in comments.
We love answering your comments.
Yeah.
When we can get into the comment section, my computer has issues. Something with my computer has issues with the comment section.
It doesn't like them.
No, I cannot get into the comments sometimes. I don't know why. It's something to do with my computer, but you can get onto them on the other computer.
Yeah, so we know.
So we can
don't
get
leave
to
anything. We can answer your questions.
So if we don't answer you immediately, we are aware. We are wanting to answer you, we just can't.
Yeah.
But we will sort. I don't know why that is happening. But this has been a long-running problem we've had with our channel.
It has,
so.
yeah.
Right. So too much waffle. Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah.
It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him. Bye.
Bye.